Umar Johnson. A name that resonated with complex echoes across the continent. Once some whispered Umar the Corrupt. But to the growing multitudes, he was Umar the Missionary. A powerful voice for Ash'ari Islam. And a man whose ambitions was as vast and untamed as the Sahara. He operated from the heart of Abyssinia, a land of Coptic traditions, yet a pivotal region for his grand designs. The vision was monumental, to see the Ash'ari faith flourish and unite these diverse peoples under a new harmonized belief system he privately and fervently termed as Pan-Africanism. And central to this strategy was the Negist Quara, the powerful and captivating ruler of this ancient kingdom. Quara was his soulmate, their connection profound and undeniable. Yet Umar's intentions were a complex tapestry woven with threads of genuine affection, shrewd strategic calculations, and an almost messianic religious zeal. Was she the cherished love of his life, or divinely ordained instrument for his grand designs? Maybe in Umar's labyrinthine heart, she was destined to be both, but however, his pressing goal was clear. He must convert Quara to the Ash'ari faith. Her conversion would send tremors through the Abyssinian Coptic foundation and beyond, strengthening the Ash'ari presence in Eastern Africa. And now we are in Umar's private study, and he is talking with his son Umar Jr. The first one, Umar, of course, died from the plague years ago. But this younger Umar, now a thoughtful young man, his father's successor, he carries a heavy weight of expectations. Father, the court still buzzes with talk of your closeness to Negist Quara. They speak constantly of your pronounced favor towards her, and of her pronounced favor towards you. The great amount of time you spend advising her, debating her. Mother and Lady Wagay, they are women of immense strength and unwavering devotion to you. This public and deep connection with the Abyssinian queen, it causes unease among our people, Father. Please, it is a complex matter for them to understand, and for me to explain when they ask. Complexity, my son, is the very nature of great and worthy undertakings. Negist Quara, she is indeed a remarkable woman, a ruler of true consequence and profound potential. Her spirit, keen and restless, her mind, it is open to new truths. And if these truths are presented with compelling logic and undeniable passion, but is it her mind you truly seek to win, Father, or is it her heart? Or as some whisper, her kingdom? Forgive my boldness, but our household, our cause already has its respected mistresses, women who have stood by you through storm and fire. My mother, she has served you with loyalty that is beyond question, and Lady Wagay, she's been a pillar of our community. How does this soulmate, this queen, fit within the order you have so painstakingly established? The order you so fervently preach to others, does it not create a dangerous imbalance? It was then that Umar placed his hand on his son's shoulder, his voice softening slightly. However, the fierce ambition in his eyes remained undimmed. Your concern for your mother, my son, and for Lady Wagay, it does you a great credit. It shows your heart is loyal. They are women of immeasurable worth and character. Their place in my life and indeed in the future of our people, it is sacred. It is secure, utterly. Nigis Quara, she represents a different kind of potential. A key, my son, to unlocking a much larger door for our life and for our vision for all of Africa. It was then that Umar swept his finger across the map of the continent. This continent, Umar, it is a tapestry of many proud and ancient threads. My goal, the work to which my life is dedicated, is to weave those threads into a single strong cord of Pan-Africanism. A new expression of faith, not tied down by culture or creed, born from the hearts of our traditions, but uniquely African in its spirits. All must be united, from the Nile to the winding Niger, from the shores of the Mediterranean to the farthest reaches of the great Southern Ocean. And Queen Quara, the Negus father, she is a vital thread in this grand tapestry you envision. She is more, my son. If her heart and her formidable spirit can be brought to fully embrace the truth and beauty, her conversion, it will be nothing less than a triumph. It will strengthen us and our faith immeasurably in this ancient heartland. It will be a cornerstone for Pan-Africanism. Whether that path to our heart and mind is paved with personal affection or cold and calculated strategy, that is a complexity that even I, your father, am still endeavoring to unravel. But the goal, my son, the goal is clear, and it is paramount. Umar's words were spoken with characteristic clarity and resonating with an almost frightening intensity. It revealed the breathtaking scope of his ambition. Quara was more than a soulmate. She was a strategic linchpin in his vision. His intellect was fully engaged, constantly weighing faith and geopolitical strategy. The game he played was for the highest stakes imaginable. Umar possessed a grand vision, stemming and starting in Abyssinia. His ideal of Pan-Africanism fueled his every move. Yet, being a religious icon was not as smooth as it seemed. It was fraught with challenges both external and deeply personal. A significant challenge erupts in his relationship with the Negus. While their connection was profound, the public nature of it, especially after his admission to his inner circle, had consequences. Serious consequences. Father, your decision to speak openly of your bond with Nigis Quara, it has unsettled many. They revere you as a spiritual guide, almost a prophet. This public affection for a Coptic queen, however deep your connection, it has caused your piety to be questioned by some. They say your iconic status has diminished. My son, the path of truth is often walked through valleys of misunderstandings. Quara is vital to our greater purpose. Her conversion and her kingdom aligned with us, it is a prize beyond measure for the future of Pan-Africanism. And if my own standing suffers a temporary eclipse, then this is a burden I must bear. I may have made a misstep in how I revealed it. I acknowledge my own foolishness, but the goal remains the same. Indeed, his primary objective concerning Quara was her conversion. And soon after we pass on into a moment of conversation, Umar is in a debate, a conversation with Quara for a future and potential moment of truth to realize his grand ambitions. Quara, rigid and imposed, challenges Umar as he attempts to make the power play. Your Shari path demands much, Umar. It asks me to turn from the faith of my ancestors, the faith that has defined Abyssinia for centuries. It asks only that you embrace a fuller understanding of the one true God, my queen. A truth that encompasses all peoples, that calls for unity and justice under the banner of enlightenment. Pan-Africanism is a vision where all Africans can find their place, their strength in a shared spiritual destiny. Your conversion would not be an abandonment, but a glorious fulfillment, a leading of your people into a brighter continental dawn. Your words are compelling, Umar. Your dedication undeniable, even after recent events. You speak of a truth that resonates with a powerful simplicity, yet the faith of my fathers, the chants of my childhood, the very stones of Abyssinia cry out with a different heritage. Heritage is a foundation, my queen, not a boundary. The path I offer does not seek to erase, but to fulfill. To bring a clear understanding, your spirit so keen just deserves the purest of lights. Your people deserve a leader guided by that undiluted truth. And they continue to discuss rampants and ravings, all manners of tirades and romantic conversations. The discussion was long and the arguments profound. Umar brought the full force of his intellect and his piety and the undeniable depths of his connection to her to bear. The chances were slim, and her conviction was strong. But in moments, there was silence. And after that silence, Quara then looks up at Umar with a decision in her eyes. I will embrace the Ashari path, Umar. Your truth, it has found a way into my heart. And in that moment, Umar gives a rare but genuine smile. Allah guides whom he wills. Abyssinia will shine brighter for this, my queen. And in his persistence and their profound personal connection, he was able to sway Quara over to Ashari Islam. And this sent shockwaves throughout Abyssinia, delighting Umar's followers, restoring some of the authority he felt he had lost. And beyond Quara, Umar's efforts will continue across Abyssinia. While he may venture into territories ruled by vassals or lords who are not welcoming, he will continue to convert the populace from within. It was a masterful stroke getting the Negus Quara to embrace the Ashari faith. Umar the missionary had seemingly achieved the impossible through sheer will and divine inspiration. Yet beneath the veneer of the celebrated spiritual victory harbored a cold, simmering frustration. His original gambit for power, the cleaner paths of a strategic alliance, was thwarted. He is now in his tent. Umar ponders with what he has done. They celebrate Quara's conversion as the pinnacle, a triumph of faith, and it is a victory, make no mistake. She is a vital piece on the great board, but it was not the primary gambit. I had envisioned a swifter, sure binding of crowns and bloodlines. That cursed young Amonteku. His betrothal caused the door to slam shut. And even while I look at other countries, the only matching one was Nubia. But another match was made before I could even hope to move. These houses, they move in their own orbits, blind to the greater destiny that will belong to this continent. Peaceful integration. It was such a noble ideal. Had I not pursued it with sincerity, had I not dedicated myself to the routes that will ensure peace among the people, I say, if the routes of diplomacy and marriage are barred by the short-sightedness of others, then a missionary must cede to the ways of a pragmatist. The ends of the glorious dawn of Pan-Africanism reign sacrosanct. They will not give us the keys to this future. Then I must take what is destined to be mine. My brilliance, my dedication to this vision cannot be constrained by petty politics. This internal shift, this hardening resolve did not match his outwardly mar, his public persona. Umar continued to behave with sagacity. He settled many boundary disputes. He patronized with artisans. He worked still for the people in displays of great piety to silence any doubters. And along with all of these moves, he easily regained his status as a religious icon. But even as he cemented his image as a paragon, his strategic focus was changing. The missionary of the Black Hand was preparing to extend that hand across the continent, which had only previously whispered in the deepest of shadows. Father, your piety shines brighter than ever. The people see you as a true spiritual sovereign. And with the Queen now an ally, Abyssinia does seem secure. Security, my son, is but a stepping stone. Abyssinia is a foundation, but not the entire edifice. My purpose has evolved. The peaceful world is powerful, but sometimes the word must be backed by sword to be truly heard across the cacophony of this continent. The time for asking is over. We are lacking in knights ready for harder roads. Umar then goes to pick up his prized bow and armor and present him along with a brooch to his son. These have served their purpose for me in one way. Now they will serve you and our great cause. In another, grow strong, my son. Learn the ways of war and not just of governance. For the future of Pan-Africanism will be forged not just in prayer and debate, but in the crucible of conflict. I may not have a specific target in my sights today, but be assured the world will soon feel the reach of my black hand across the land. We will take what we want to unite Africa under the one true faith. And so the die was cast. Umar, driven by a vision he believed divine, frustrated by the obstacles of a more peaceful unification, now had embraced a formidable doctrine. The ends would justify the means, and his dedication was absolute. The chapter of peaceful persuasion was closing, written in fire and steel. The path of violence, his black hand was ready to move.